If you're watching this video, you're at the crossroad, meaning that it's a big one for you. Choosing Brokerage is not just a place that you hang or you hold your license. It's about how much your hard-earned commission you can keep, and it's about whether you are building a job or building a business.
Now, we talk to real estate agents all the time because, as eXp, we go to visit their offices, and we've talked to other people who have left Remax, and really we have these two questions of eXp versus Remax, and honestly, they are very, very different models. Yes, Remax has been around for 50 years, and eXp is newer and cloud-based, and that kind of the disruptor. But so we're going to really break down the two differences and what it really looks like to work at both, basically based on conversations we've had with other people. So let's start with Remax.
Exactly. Let's start with Remax. You know that huge balloon. Everyone knows that balloon. Half a century, no? If you're someone who values the tradition, established brand recognition, Remax, it could be a gold standard. It's a franchise model that means that you have local offices, local brokers, and a physical space to walk into. For a lot of agents, that feels safe, it feels professional, and they are known in industry to being a home for closers and experienced real estate agents.
And because they want to attract the top producers, they have typically some of the highest commission splits, 95-5 if you're a high roller. But let's talk about that cost of 95. They also, on the side, call it Femax because it is a franchise. Every office works differently, and you are paying for the balloon, you're paying for the brand, you're paying for the lights, you're paying for the desk, you're paying for the brokerage overhead. And if you look at the monthly fees, the franchise fees, the royalty fees, and if you have a slow month, we all have a slow month, and then that bill hits the credit card pretty heavy, and especially if you're new to the business. Also, I want to quickly say that fee never goes away. Exactly. So the 95.5 might sound great, but if you're a top producer, you've never capped, and so they're continually taking 5%. And at $10,000, let's say at 5%, that's still what? $500 they're taking every single time. Exactly. And once you cap, then you're getting nothing. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about eXp.
Now let's look at the eXp Realty. eXp look at the model and ask why we are paying for all this overhead. No, so they moved to the brokerage to the cloud. That means now there is no break, no more than means no desk fee that we were talking about every month. So you need to pay no royalty fee and no franchise fee. And the cost of doing business drops dramatically. And the commission model is actually standardized. It doesn't matter who you know or how long you have been there in the market as a real estate agent, is 80-20 splits with the $16,000 cap. And let's break it down what the cap really means.
And we're icons, so we do this every single year, right? So once you pay the eXp $16,000 in split, you are done paying the brokerage. You keep 100% of your commission until your anniversary, and ours is in November, so it just hit us again. But this is a big game changer for your bottom line. And the big difference is also why we aim for icon every single year, because I want that $16,000 back in my stock. So I'm aiming for it every single year because I don't like to pay fees if I can get away from it. So this is basically a game changer for your bottom line. And we need to retire anyway. So the biggest difference is the philosophy. The traditional brokerages like Remax are typically trading hours for dollars. And if you sell a house, you get paid, you go on vacation, your income stops. eXp was built to make sure that your wealth is growing and that it lasts. And besides how I told you that we love to talk about stocks, and we love at the Prosperity Agent because I really do love to talk about stocks, we could sit down and talk all about stocks all day long. We love it. But they also have this thing called revenue share.
Exactly. This is not money that's coming out of your pocket. It means that if you help bring productive real estate agent into the company, eXp pays you a portion of their revenue, which we were talking about. 10% of that 20% that you pay to the eXp. It creates a passive income stream that you eventually rival your commission income, and there is in the stock.
I get to talk about stock?
That my wife loves it and she wants to talk about.
So basically you are a shareholder in the company, right? So every time your first deal you close after or your new year, you're gonna get some stock, $200. $200 adds up over time. You get $400 when you CAT, you get $16,000 when you icon. Basically, you're doing things, but you're also earning that stock dividend. And what am I gonna, I'm not telling you to keep eXp stock, absolutely not. I'm telling you that you are getting the stock, so now you can get this stock and put it into something else, or you can keep the eXp stock, which I don't recommend, but you have that opportunity to now say that you're being pushed into actually having wealth growing opportunity in the stock market. And you don't have to understand the stock market in general. Understand how the long-term longevity of the stock market is growing, and this will eventually be your retirement plan. That's what you want, retirement, right? So let's talk about wanting to retire. And this is way better than a company like Remax, where you don't have the opportunities, and it is a franchise model, and you always have to do the work every single day. And we're not talking about growth. And you're thinking, let's talk about reasons why people see eXp.
Therefore, let's talk about to address that elephant in the room. No, we know that what some of you thinking about, is it a cult? Is it the MLM? And we hear that skepticism a lot. And we also hear a fear about a cloud-based model. There is no office. Who is going to help me? And we have seen comments online from different real estate agents who joined eXp and felt hung out or dry because they had no one to talk to. This is a very valid fear, and real estate can be a lonely business if you don't have a tribe.
And let's be honest, with eXp, I think there's a number of eXp agents who don't join with a sponsor, and then they don't have their entire upline, so they're not joining their tribe, which is never a good thing, because now you don't have an upline that supports you. You don't have something to offer your downline in the future if you are thinking about that rev share model. You have to pick your sponsor very, very carefully when you are joining eXp, because this is where it gets a really good decision. Whereas the opposite is true at Remax. Your experience is going to be what happens at that office, what's happening at that broker. Some are amazing, some are not. People are people. Some people get along. Some people might be great for one person and awful for another, because people are people. And it's just a hit or miss. But at eXp, what?
In the eXp, actually, they provide 80 hours in the eXp University every week training. And there are lots of the resources for you. Beside that, you have the guide that, as my wife said, for the sponsor. And when you join the prosperity agent, which is us, we actually bridge the gap. We give you the mentorship, the system, the community, so that you never felt alone in the cloud. And we help you to navigate the technology and show how you actually use revenue share and stock programs to build your wealth.
So here's the bottom line. If you need to go into a physical office because walking into a door makes you feel productive and you're okay paying those fees, of course, you're going to choose Remax. But if you want to keep your money and you want to understand that you're running your own business and you want a business that can eventually pay you when you aren't selling homes, and you want to be an owner, not just a real estate agent, well, then eXp and joining with us at eXp is probably your best bet. And you don't have to figure it all by yourself. Let's look at your real numbers. I can't wait to talk to you about your real numbers. What is your current production, and what would it look like to join us? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, your numbers are going to be the deciding factor. So let's build a future where you have freedom and it's not just a job.
Exactly. Therefore, grab from our Calendly down there to have a conversation with us.
And don't forget success. Success happens beyond change.
Exactly. And we are here for you, Alan Victoria Pinner with Prosperity Agent. And don't forget to subscribe here and watch all of our video about everything about eXp and how we think this model, it could be a game changer for you.